So hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. For those who are new here, my name is Joy. Please don't leave this channel without subscribing. Today I would just like to talk to you guys about my how many times I have failed at business and like what I'm doing right now. For many people who have known me for a while, like my friends, they know that I have a knack for starting businesses, and I've always been like that. I think I get it from my mom. So when I was in college, like the transition period between 4 and starting campus, for one, I was called to do some agro something course at Egerton, and I refused. So during that time, for kutafuta pesa, waiting to see like which course would be suitable, my parents juggling from pharmacy to nursing, you know, my mom gave me money. She gave me, I think, 1,000 bob, and she used to go to Kikomba a lot. So she gave me money and she told me to find something I can do in the meantime. So I took the money, I went to Kikomba and I picked out handbags. So I picked handbags, then I came back home. First, I think she went with me the first time, then she showed me like places where I could go fix, like the little small parts that maybe kitu ya kufunga imetokana, so she would tell me like where to go and fix that and vitu kama hizo. So I went, I bought the handbags, I bought kitchen towels. So when you get the kitchen towels, you come back home, soak them in hot water, then soak them in Omo, then wash them, then iron them, then fold them. Then I used to put them in this the now banned plastic bags, and then just go with them from house to house where we used to stay and sell them to people. And I would do the same for the bags, and I would sell the bags for like 100, 200 bob, and people would buy. Same to the kitchen towels. So when now I went to KQ, I already knew I had a thing for like bags and clothes and stuff like that. I didn't have like the greatest fashion sense, but at least I knew Google so I could check out like what's in and all that. Plus also bloggers like kina Nancie Mwai had like just helped us open our eyes to what fashion blogging is, so then you could see what's in and all of that. Over there I'm wearing Nancie Mwai's Ambition People laptop. Yeah, anyway, so when we went to Bangkok in 2010, I was overwhelmed. First, I didn't even, yani acha nikwambie, saa zingine you sit here and you don't even know like what a dollar looks like maybe umeiona tu kwa picha, but ile kuishika, for me that was my first experience in 2010, I won't lie. So hiyo process ya kuchangeisha do na realize, oh my god, yani 10,000 pesa kidogo hivi inaenda pinakuwa 100 USD, ukifika Bangkok inakuwa 3,000 baht, as in yani una realize vile pesa yenye inakukalia mingi si pesa mingi sana. So I remember when I went to Bangkok that time, I only had 150 USD. And so when I got there, you know, just to see like the people I was with walikuwa washazoea biashara sana. So these guys were buying things, and I would buy like little knickknacks here and there, like bags, like maxi dresses. Then I found another shop called Pink Pussy, and I would buy necklaces and stuff. Then I came back, and then with the help of my cousin, I set up Diva Style Collection. So I set up Diva Style Collection, and it was online. Imagine guys, back then 2010, and it was online, and I would do my photos with Leon Muli, then he'll edit, upload them and everything. So I did that 2010, 2011. I started going to Accra, Ghana, and I would bring like the Ankara dresses, same thing, do photo shoots, nini. Then by the time I got married, by the time now I was planning my wedding 2014, I started a bridal business called Biharusi, which is now called Ligaya Bridal. So as in, I've always had my hand in business, but the one theme that I kept on seeing was that it was by the time I would break even, I wouldn't even have enough to continue. So like when this year started, half of last year, when I took my break from YouTube and everything else, I just started evaluating like, what am I doing in my business, what did I do wrong, what were the mistakes that I made, and how to do it right. So even when this year started, and I was out on a mission to get it right, so that if I'm going to go back into business, then I'm going to go back focused, I'm going to go back more knowledgeable, and more willing to get through the first 6 months, which are considered the hardest when you start out a business, and then just move through and break even and enjoy profitability. So really, there were so many mistakes that I did that contributed to me not being very successful, even though at the time I was so sure I'm doing well. But it got to a point like people owed me for stuff and they were not paying. As in kuna watu mpaka wa leo 2020 hawajawai lipia vitu zenye walichukua. So you see, I didn't have systems in place to secure myself, to ensure that I get value for the things that I have bought. So I wrote down like the things that I know now, like yeah, the things. So my mistake number one was I sort of lacked clarity in what business I was doing, and I was more concerned about just buying and selling, as in that was all I cared for. So looking back now, I would tell anyone who is looking to start a business to be so clear, like work backwards, like where is it that you want to be, then go back and establish like how you're going to get there. So that was my mistake number one. Mistake number two was that I had very bad pricing strategies. Like I was just pricing like hii itaka kwenda na pesa ngapi, like as long as nimerudisha pesa yenye nilitumia kununua kenye nimenunua, I was okay. You know, that as long as I have gotten back whatever money I had put into, but like the cost of goods, as long as I have brought back the cost of goods, I was good. So I didn't know anything about profit margins, I didn't know anything about markups, nothing. Neither did I even take the time to try and find this out. Like I was going with the hype. I had just bought a Vitz. Back then I had bought a Vitz, so I put all my things in the boot and just go to my friends' offices and say, as long as pesa imerudi yenye niliweka, I knew I was making a profit. And then poor record keeping. I didn't even have like an Excel sheet for my biz. Like I would just decide inauzevi, and then I've put the price tags. So as long as I know Evo too, and then I had a receipt book. So the receipt book was basically everything. I didn't have inventory records, nothing. I didn't even have a file for these things. As in, I was operating too juakali, you know. Then I didn't pay myself. Like I didn't have a structure that included my own salary to reimburse me for the efforts that I was putting. I don't even know why. Like I can't even it's easier to explain. Then last but not least, of course, I gave up too fast. Like when the hype of the new things passed, you know, I didn't know how to market online. I just thought people would type Diva Style Collection and find the website and then go and buy. Like I didn't know. I really didn't I really didn't have any knowledge. And so when I was doing it this year, thank God, it's like God had my prayer. So a few things happened. Number one, I got this book. This book is called Side Hustle, and it says build a side business and make extra money without quitting your day job. Yeah, so I'm not about to quit my job. I love my job, I love my salary, but I know that I have a businesswoman inside of me who, if suppressed, becomes frustrated. So the best thing I can do for myself is, of course, start a profitable business, because it keeps me going, it keeps my brain working, it helps me disconnect from the reality of the industry that I work in and just stay refreshed and stay energized and stay curious, you know. So after reading this book, I found a great resource, and the best thing about this is that this is by a Kenyan lady. So the resource that I got was this ish. Did you hear the Jalu in me coming out? She Hustles workbook that was created by our very own Nancie Mwai. And at first, when I got the workbook, I was very anxious, because I started feeling as though, oh my God, one, it's 45 pages. How the hell am I going to get through this? Like, whew, how will I do this? Like, this is a lot, you know. And I'm coming from a place where I'm supposed to know business. Like, I've done business for a long time, right? But what I wanted to do was to approach it as an amateur. And There's a book I was reading called Show Your Work, and it was saying the best thing about remaining an amateur is that you remain open to learning. People who consider themselves masters might not be prepared for what's ahead because they already have mastered what they know. So appreciate yourself as an amateur because it gives you the opportunity to make mistakes and to learn from your mistakes. So the She Hustles workbook, it's for building your empire one step at a time. 2020, we are going to be rich. I don't care what coronavirus is trying, but we are coming out of this stronger, more focused, more knowledgeable, more skilled. Like, so I'll just walk you through like the overview of what I have learned from the She Hustles workbook. And you know, hopefully this will not only encourage you to go out and buy it, of course, because then you'll be able to work on it for yourself, but also to just show you that some of these resources are so close to home and they're so affordable. I think it's like what, 500, like $5. Yeah, like you don't really, yeah, it's an investment that you can make that will change the course of your business. That's if your heart is into it. So when you first open the workbook, it starts with like about your business. So your business name, the website, the email, the Instagram, the Facebook. Yeah. So the other thing that I like about the She Hustles workbook is it contains a SWOT analysis. The importance of doing a SWOT analysis is that it helps you snap out of it. Like, it helps you to come to terms with what it is or where your business is. So that's your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. Like, it enables you to actually analyze your business and to see whether your business is best placed to survive or to die. And it also gives you an opportunity for you to know the areas in which you can improve your business, what requires more work, how you can convert your threats into opportunities. I like writing things down. So the workbook, you get it, you download it, you can print it out, and then continue working on it slowly by slowly. It also talks about goals, like what are your goals? And then for goals, it's important for you to have goals that are, of course, smart, measurable, attainable. What's the R? Let me see. The R is relevant and, of course, timely. So then it also has like your business action plan. For example, you see, when you have a goal, for it to be smart, it needs for you to have steps, like action steps that you're actually going to use in order for you to attain your goal. So it's not enough to say, I would like to make 100 million in revenue in 2020. That's a fantastic goal. I have a friend that's her goal because she wants to tithe 10M. So that's her goal. However, what steps are you making? You can't say you want to sell 1,000 per week and you don't post anything on your IG or for your business. You've not spoken to anyone about it, about your business in a day. Like, no one knows what you do. You're just hoping by the love of God that someone will just miraculously start searching for your product. Like, you're not even talking about it. So the good thing about the workbook is that it tells you, it has an action plan. So your goal, by when you want to achieve it, and then the steps that you're making to achieve it. So probably you want to like maybe sell 1,000 bob per day. How much is your product? Maybe your product is 500. So in essence, you only need 2 people. So you're on Insta stories in the morning, you've done a post at lunchtime, you've shown people how they can use the product, and by evening, God ameona effort yako, so he rewards you with the 2 or even more clients. So you must have steps that you're going to implement to achieve your goal. So the part for the ideal client, it helps you figure out who your ideal client is. The reason why it's important to know who your ideal client is because it helps you tailor your market communication to match the client that you're talking to. Because if I start talking to my mom about it's late, swag, drip, she doesn't get that. As in kabisa, that's not even her language. So if my client is my mom's age, then there's a way I need to package the communication in my market promotions that I am running. However, if my clients are young and hip, you know, then my communication also has to match them. So understanding who your client is, how old are they, what are their agenda, do they earn money, like do they have purchasing power, or are they people who have to wait like for an allowance at the end of the month from their parents or something like that, what's their profession, what's their marital status, do they have kids, like do they drive, how will they get to your store, for example, as in do you need to be somewhere where they can easily take a 3 and come, as in where do they hang out, how do they spend, where do they shop for other things, do they watch TV, do they read books, like who are they, like if you were to talk to them, how would you grab their attention, you know. So it's very, very important to understand, like, are they online shoppers? You know, there are people who cannot shop online for the love of God, and they have to see the product, they have to touch it. Knowing this then will help you have a marketing plan in place. And the workbook has, I'm telling you, this workbook is like a marketing course combined like this. And if you did, I did marketing for my undergraduate, and so if you have, then when you go through the workbook, you will resonate with so many of the things that are in it that have been proven to work. So well, it also has your marketing plan. It helps you identify your, so you know, now you have your client, then it also walks you through what your target audience is. Then what are you selling, what is your product, can you summarize what you sell in a sentence? First, I really hope you guys have watched this video until here, because I feel that if I leave anything, or if I separate them into more than one video, that it might not really be of help. And 2020, we are all about making money. I've told you, we will get over the virus and go back to normal life. So will we come out of it better skilled, more exposed, like learned, or like tutatoka tukikaa vipi, you know? So the other part is about understanding your numbers. So this part I actually struggled with previously, because I had very poor strategies, as I've told you, pricing strategies specifically. So I didn't know about calculating margins, I didn't know about markups, like I didn't know about all that. So I was not really making as much or exploiting my pricing to give me maximum, to get the maximum profit out of it. Yeah. So the part for your numbers, so Nancie has now created like a profit margin calculator. The profit margin calculator comes with the formulas already set. So it comes with tabs. So for me, because I have multiple side hustles, instead of using the tabs as months, because they've been done April, May, June until December, I've marked them to be the different side hustles. And then in them I have the product. So like if it is Odkwe, we have the handbags, you know, and how much the handbags are, like that. So that's what I have done. So that's what I have used the profit margin calculator for. So my camera is blinking. So, and this has really helped me realize how to make the most out of my products, and how to even establish like a payment structure even for myself, because now I'm able to make more while remaining within a good price point for my clients. Yeah, because I want to sell things that someone does not feel like it's a high commitment buy. Yeah, so that one has really helped me. So there are so many resources in the workbook. It has like a product service sheet, a sales sheet. You remember I was talking about poor record keeping. So now you already have one, and you can print as many copies as you want and use this for all your products. Expenses, your list of your vendors, customer feedback. Like, I will not lie to you, if your intention for 2020 is to actually make the most out of your business, then you're better off starting with this workbook. And I'm not just saying this because I admire Nancie. Of course I admire her, or not like I'm like pushing, and this video is not sponsored, but Nancie, ukitaka kuni sponsor, my first sponsored video is welcome. Anyway, I just want you guys to know that there are resources that can help you, and these resources are easily available to you. And the reason why I would like you to start is because you never know. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. Like, you'll never know how good you are if you don't try, or you'll never know how bad you are unless you try. So at the end of the day, at least you tried. So I hope that this video has encouraged you to look past the mistakes that you made, or you've been making, or are making in business like I did, and enable you to start afresh and start a business that will actually thrive. There is information everywhere. Ask questions. Ask. You'll find that most people who are established in business are very open and very easygoing with the information that they have. Don't expect to turn them into your own Google, but like, they can tell you a few tips and tricks here and there that help them avoid mistakes, mistakes that they made. So I truly wish you all the best during this downtime. Please just try and push yourself a little bit and see what else you can do, because I'm sure if God has given us everything we need for life and salvation, then it means your biggest extra income stream is already in you. So with that, guys, I'll leave you, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it with someone or your friends, or even in your business WhatsApp group. Somebody might need it. So thank you guys, and bye bye.